Hey YouTube, never-ending student here. What I have on the bench today is a Hewlett-Packard era 4263A. There's the A and the B version. This is the A. LCR meter. These are manufactured, I think either all of them or most of them were manufactured in Japan by Yokogawa during the collaboration period between Hewlett-Packard, Yokogawa, and I believe that extended to a certain point between Agilent and Yokogawa. So these are made in Japan. It's very nice. But like I said, manufactured through the 90s, and they're somewhat older LCR meters, like mid-range older, but still quite nice units. So I was getting this one ready for sale. I had function tested it for, basically I used it to measure the capacitor standards I have. I have fewer, but still some inductor standards and precision resistors. And it functioned in all modes. It was looking great. So then I was at the point where I wanted to open it up, clean everything, get pictures inside and out. And only because I opened it up did I notice this issue. So I'll see if I can get you a good view here. You can see some of it there, but we didn't see that at first. Ignore that for now. Look down here. Sorry for the creaking. I'll do what I can to mute that or lower the volume in post. So you see along there? There we have... that's what I saw at first. That, and when I had it on my bench, what first tipped me off was after taking it apart and having this sitting half taken apart on my bench, I moved it around and there was this gray, oily fluid that had dripped out onto my bench. I'm wondering, what the fuck? What's going on? So I looked around and I see my transformer is leaking. That's okay. But the puzzling thing, here, let me zoom out. Sorry about that. So the puzzling thing came up when I tried to look this up. Various differently phrased Google searches. I looked on the EEV blog forums and other electronics forums. I got practically nothing. I definitely got nothing that applied to this unit. So when I looked up leaking transformer, I got two generic different results. One second, I'm going to pause. Okay, resuming. So, I got two general results when searching for leaking transformer. One was in reference to oil-filled transformers, which were something you saw more often in large grid-scale transformers. That still appears to be a thing. Both, it's like for a combination of electrical insulation, cooling, and then acoustics reduction to basically dampen vibration from the frequency that your AC is running at. The typical transformer hum. So there was that, and that generally did not apply to small transformers. And then there were fluid-filled transformers that were filled with PCBs, which if I remember correctly, that is polychlorinated biphenyls. Polychlorinated biphenyls. That was banned in the US in 1979, and these were made in the 90s. I mean, made in Japan, sure, but they were in partnership with an American company, and a big part of their sales were in the US. So I had every reason to expect, okay, it's not going to be that. So I'm like scratching my head. It doesn't look like a fluid-filled transformer. It's not a metal can. I can see the windings, and they're insulated with, wrappings, and it looks like varnish, which is pretty normal. So this was bolted on top of it. And it was bolted in such a way to not really touch the transformer. So I took this off to get a better view, like trying to trace down where is this leak coming from. And there we have, focus. There we go. So you can see this is where it was coming from and touching this top plate. And I'll get to the importance of this plate in a sec. And then it looks to be coming out from here. I stopped at that point because I wanted to get this part recorded on camera. There we go. And as I clean that off, and we look underneath it to find out, like, does that go into the transformer? I know what I suspect. I suspect that this is some kind of wax formulation that was the only contact with this plate and was there for vibration reduction, sound reduction. That's what I think. But we'll have to see, because it doesn't look like it's something that came out from the transformer and spilled, because that's conveniently square shaped, like it was a wax or some kind of flexible square pad. My cats are being bad. So let's move this around. Let's get you a little bit closer. And focus. And let's go ahead and clean this a bit and take a look at what is underneath it. So let's start out with just some Q-tips. We won't worry about alcohol just yet until we get the bulk cleaned off. So it looks like there's some kind of square pad underneath it, and you can see the consistency of this. It's kind of the consistency of thermal paste, but the stuff that came off of it was a lighter consistency, which makes me think it was some emulsification effect, a mixing of chemistry that over the years in thermal cycles maybe separated out into like lighter oils and heavier waxes, because it feels like what I'm taking off is more of a heavier paste. You can see there's some kind of plate or something underneath it. Then what you see over here I guess that's okay. So what you see over here is the lighter stuff that flowed more easily, and that's what dripped down. So I had this on for a while during testing because I wanted to give it a 30+ minute warm-up period, and then I did testing for a while. It's yeah, I'm thinking it was some kind of vibration reduction pad that kind of chemically or thermally separated. That's more what I'm going with, especially since this part's here. I'm guessing this is more a bit of plastic. Okay, let's start with the anhydrous alcohol. try to move my hand so you can actually see what I'm doing and see what we see as this comes further off. Okay. I wonder if I can get a better viewpoint. Hold on, I'm going to try shifting around. Probably just edit that transition out. Lighting is just being an absolute pain. Is that better? Yes. Thank you. It's like it was either horribly dark or washed out. But that was lighting angle versus camera angle. Let's do a little bit more cleaning. So I'm going to want this nice and clean, so I want to get all this gunk out of it. I'm going to have to disassemble it further. But for now, this video is pretty much just figuring out, because when I looked this up, there was basically nothing applicable for this weirdness that I was seeing. So I wanted to document it, because if I couldn't find it and someone else wants to know, hey, this same thing is happening, now they'll be able to. At least when I post this on YouTube and EEV blog. So we have, a square pad there. Let's go ahead and see about separating that, because I want to confirm by looking underneath this and make sure there's no like oil fill port, in spite of everything that I can think of logically saying that there should not be. It's not working so well. New tool. Plastic razor blade. Let's see how well this works. Not great. Although, in part, that's because how wide it is, and the narrow tool is probably better for what I'm doing right now. So let's just go back to this. I'm trying not to take off this label. So what I'm going to do after this, assuming that I'm correct about this being a vibration dampener pad, is I'm just going to take some thermal pad. It's by definition going to be tolerant of temperatures. The temperature that active electronics will be at. Yeah, I'm not seeing any port underneath it. There's no opening into the transformer, so this is good. Yeah. So this would be basically part of the vibration dampener, and most likely also just a non-conductive bit. But there's no port into the transformer, there was nothing coming out of it, so that was just a degraded pad that was meant to dampen vibration. So I'll layer some Kapton tape down to simulate that same non-conductive layer, and then use a thermal pad and call that good to restore it. But yeah, I wanted to document this weirdness. Let's keep this out here for now. Because I saw this and absolutely could not find anything to explain it. But yeah, now we know. Okay, nothing really more to go over for this, because I just wanted to be about that.